What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Outlaws here at the T-Mobile Arena today, where we just witnessed the first season home game of the Golden Knights, but no hockey talk here today. It's all going to be about football. So Ed Graney here, Adam Hill, myself, Heidi Fang. We're going to get you all the waiver wire advice that you need to get going this week, starting right now. A lot of guys out there that you can plug into your lineup. We've got bye weeks going nuts already. Guys like Tariq Cohen, Peyton Barber, they're out. So you're going to need to fill in some holes there in your lineups, I'm sure. For me, I've got a wide receiver that I think is going to continue to break out as he did last week. I'm going to go with the Titans' Corey Davis. I think that this week he's going to follow up on the performance that he had. I think he is a star in the making, and I think that we get to see some of that when they go into Buffalo and face the Bills. Adam, I hear you laugh. I know you're a Bills guy, but I don't know. I think Corey Davis is the real deal. I think we're going to see that this week. Who do you got for your waiver wire pick?
On the waiver wire, if he's still out there, it's a guy, especially I think if he's in Dynasty Leagues, he's probably already picked up. Ed got to see him last week. Nick Chubb is starting to make a lot more plays for the Browns. Carlos Hyde's still going to be the number one guy in the backfield, but I think you need to roster Nick Chubb just in case. And by the way, I think we talked about Antonio Callaway not too long ago. Drop him. They are very frustrated with the performance last week. They're already talking about dropping a snap count. If you have Callaway, and I recommended it, backpedal and go get Nick Chubb. You're probably not going to play him for a while, but at some point he's going to start to get involved enough that you're going to have him in your lineup.
All right. Ed, we were there. We saw that Antonio Callaway play.
I also saw Nick Chubb, and he went to the house twice on three carries, so he's exactly right.
Who do you have as your waiver wire pickup?
I'm actually going to go with another Davis, Mike Davis of Seattle. I think when Chris Carson had the hip injury, everyone thought Rashad Penny would be the guy. Instead, it was Mike Davis. He went in for over 100 yards, kind of a surprise start. He had 3 carries up to that point last week. And when Pete Carroll fawns about a guy as he did Mike Davis afterwards, I would at least play him, this week to see if Carroll continues to give him the load, if Carson's hip continues to bother him. So I'll say Mike Davis of Seattle. I know who they're playing against. Pretty good team. But I would pick him up and give him a shot.
Okay, let's go for the breakout players of the week. We had a couple good picks last week on the breakouts, and I think I'm going to keep that momentum rolling by going with one of my guys, Matt Breda from the San Francisco 49ers. They're playing Arizona, and look, the 49ers aren't exactly, they don't have a lot to brag about right now, but I think
right now, since when? Montana?
It's been a rebuilding.
Days? No,
Steve Young after Montana. Anyway, we've had a lot of rebuilding. And I think that Matt Breda, though, however, is going to have a big game against the Cardinals. I don't think that their run D is going to be able to hold him back. I think that he can go for at least 100, probably. I'd go with the one touchdown performance. So I'd say he's somebody to plug into the lineup. Ed, who do you have?
Well, I have the guy you traded to me, T.J. Yeldon. What a shock! Leonard Fournette hamstring hurt again. So I'm gonna go T.J. Yeldon. He's a great matchup. The Chiefs have given up the second most PPR points to, as good as they are, they've given up the second most PPR points to running backs. So I don't think Jacksonville's going to get a win, but I certainly think he can do well. Scored last week. I'm going to go T.J. Yeldon. Fournette's out; he's not playing, so Yeldon's back in. He's healthy enough to start, and I would go him as a breakout. All
right, we've got 2 running backs there on the breakouts. Adam, who are you going with?
You know what? It might be kind of easy because we saw it last week already, but I'm actually going to your team too, and I'm going to go George Kittle because C.J. Beathard only throws to one guy. He's the only guy he throws to. If somebody only throws to one guy, you want to have that guy in your lineup. So George Kittle is the way to go. Put him in and keep him for the rest of the year. As long as Beathard's there, Kittle will be big.
Okay, now we go to the flip side of the breakouts. I don't like doing the bust picks because sometimes you pick a guy and then they blow up and have a huge week. But the bust, Ed, who are you going with to start?
I think I've picked this guy before, and I'm picking again, and that's Amari Cooper of the Raiders. He is up and down roller coaster guy week to week. But this week he has to match up against one of the best corners in the league, Casey Hayward. Not only is Casey Hayward a great corner, Derek Carr is skittish. We see him every week. He's skittish. He's thrown picks this year. I think he'll stay away from that side of the field. I think he'll look more toward Cook, more toward Cooper, Martavius, anyone but Amari's side of the field because of who's covering him. So I don't think Amari Cooper goes into L.A. and has much of a game against the Chargers.
I'm going to stay in the AFC West with the bus pick, and I'm going to go with Case Keenum. He really hasn't been much to gloat about at all, and they go up against the Jets next, and I think that the Jets have really put up a staunch D up against the pass. So I'm going to take Case Keenum as going to fail in the lineup. So keep him out. Don't even think about picking him up, even if you're just looking for a quarterback to plug into your lineup. Adam, who do you have?
I feel like I've been really good at the bus picks this year. Last week I had Ryan Fitzpatrick, who didn't even make it through the first half. I think he got you negative points if you're out there. I've been going with really top-line guys, and they've been busting. So I had the Gronk a couple weeks ago. I'm staying with it. Tyreek Hill, bust this week. Jalen Ramsey is going to shut – that guy is amazing. Going forward, just look who Jacksonville's playing. If they have a top receiver, if Ramsey's going to be on them, stay away. Tyreek Hill, you might not have that many options, but don't count him to do a lot this week. Tyreek Hill struggles.
You always surprise me when you go with certain guys like Gronk on your bus picks and then Fitzpatrick, and you had Deshaun Jackson the week before that, but then every single time you've been right on the bus. So, Adam, I got to hand it to you there. That's your department.
I'm not good at knowing who's going to play well, but I can tell you who's going to play bad.
I'm very shocked that it's a negative that he's so good at because he's such a positive person at all times.
Can I also point out Gronk? Why did I go against him? Jalen Ramsey. So we're sticking with that theme. Go against him. And Jalen Ramsey is amazing. If you could pick up a defensive player, that's who I want. Although he doesn't make enough plays because nobody will even throw at him. But yeah, I think he shuts down Tyreek Hill enough to keep him, way down on your radar.
And Adam, by the way, just to keep up with the rankings here, is number 1 currently in the RJ Fantasy Show League. I'm number 2. I've moved up in the world. Ed?
Well, no, I'm 2-2. Yet I think the trade I made is going to really propel me. Is that the RJ League or the other league we're in?
That was the other league we're in. That's
I'm still 2-2 in the
league.
RJ League. So I'm going to make a late run here, as long as Aaron Rodgers and my boy David Johnson decides to actually play, certain weeks. I think I'll make a run.
That league, I'm not doing so well. I'm struggling. This is outside of the work league. I've got a lot of points.
Yes, you're
That's
very upset that you're in my annual league, and you continue to whine that you score a lot of points, but your record's not what it is. You know what? Welcome to fantasy football. We don't want to hear from you, and we don't want your whining. We just want your money, and you've already paid.
That's true. I have. And I did get some wings out of it. So if you'd like to keep up here with all of our fantasy updates, stay locked into Twitter here with Ed Graney, at Adam Hill LVRJ, and I'm at Heidi Fang. We'll be back next week with a special edition of the Fantasy Outlaws from London, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.